has cracked down on protests since the beginning of emerging problems in March 2001. Good evening, I'm Judy Woodrow.
And I'm Gwen Eiffel.
The Islamic State is threatening France and the United States in Morocco.
The unexpected Ebola outbreak is causing more chaotic lack of communication, information, and increase of the virus.
Over in Hong Kong, a proposal from mainland China to limit their voting rights is what has been causing an outrageous amount of riots and protests to take over their streets.
All these stories and more
On
tonight's PBS Newshour.
Serious political problems have gotten worse in the last years. Recently, in August 11, 2014, Syria banned the so-called tolerated domestic opposition from holding a news conference. These opposing teams were previously allowed by the government to present their ideas for a change in the country. Even though this was so, when the government saw a threat in what the opposing teams wanted to present as ideas, they quickly cut off all of their meetings with the press. Akash, one of the members from the NCCDC, an opposing team, said, "This move was a response to the content the groups planned to present." The content primarily stated that to solve the civil war and finally have peace within Syria after all these years, the country should not have foreign interference and should enforce democratic government instead of the government they actually have, the autocratic regime. This all went against what the president of Syria, Bashar Assad, wanted from these tolerated domestic groups, and for himself as a ruler of a government that has outraged civilians in the community. If the government keeps cutting off the ideas of these protesters, the violent conflict that has killed 170,000 people will keep on going, eventually causing more deaths and more instability in the country and the countries around it. We got a few cases of people protesting about this issue. Tonight, we have found a group of Confucians protesting outside in the street. Let's see what they're up to.
Hello, I'm from PBS Newshour. We have been told that you are protesting because of the political problems in Syria. Can you tell us about your point of view in this issue?
We believe the situation in Syria is an outrage. The president is not respecting his people or their ideas. The basis of a good government and a peaceful environment, as we Confucians say, is based on a just and fair environment. How the government is acting towards its people is by all means going against our beliefs. The governor isn't listening nor respecting the suffering of preoccupation of its citizens. As Confucius once said in our 12.12, "What you do not wish for yourself, do not do to others." If the president and the government keep on ruling this way, they will never reach, as we say, Zen or goodness. It is of major importance, as Confucius once said in his many teachings, to sympathize with the people to reach Zen. By this, he meant that if the people feel that the ruler understands what they feel and are going through, they will feel the same way towards him. Therefore, they will have more sympathy and understanding, leading to a more peaceful and positive environment. This, as we all know, has been going on for a few years now, and Syria hasn't changed to obtain Zen and a peaceful environment. Instead, the civil war keeps creating unstableness and killing more than 150,000 people now. As Confucius said, and everyone who governs must follow, your job is to govern, not to kill. The Syrian government has to stop violating and start following the Confucian ethics. Once that is complete, they will be able to obtain peace and transfer it to the whole community. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Back to you, Gwen.
Thank you, Janice, for those news. On another note, ISIS has released a new propaganda directly threatening France because of their participation in the bombing of Iraq and Syria. The call to video message of the Mujahid specifies that ISIS will strongly fight against countries who are leading the plan against their movement. In the beginning of the 3-minute-long video, an armed man driving a vehicle says in French that "We sent a message to France regarding the bombings of Iraq and Syria. You have been warned. You are at war with the Islamic State. We are people who have the victory secured with the help of God. Now be aware." The video goes on about how they take revenge on any dead brothers and civilians killed in the process. And what we are most not safe anywhere, and that there is nowhere to hide. They also explain they will cut the heads of any Americans or French living in Morocco. This never-ending war seems to not be solved anytime soon, and we have received a few perspectives over this topic with the ancient Chinese philosophers of legalism.
Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm a monk from the ancient Chinese philosophy called legalism, which emphasizes on discipline of conduct above all other human concerns, meaning that rules are to be followed no matter their circumstances. And everything you do will affect you and your family, as they may also have contributed to this violation. In this case of the ISIS violation, which they are killing a bunch of people, I would say the solution for this problem will be to kill them and their family, since they are responsible for all this chaos in the world and for these wars that are going on in countries in the Mediterranean Sea. Is Ebola in town? The infectious and fatal disease first appeared around the 1970s. However, due to the lack of communication, it has never been examined until March 2014, when this drastically outbreak started at Guinea. Based on the ATU specialist in this disease, stated that Ebola has a fatality rate of 90% and symptoms start to show after 2 to 21 days. Ebola's unexpected outbreak caused chaotic lack of communication, information, and increase of the virus. The numbers are growing drastically each day, as we all know. People are outraged and don't know what to do with this issue. The science is already known, but what about the philosophy? Today we have a special guest, a Taoist who will share her opinion and beliefs with us based on Ebola. Hello.
Hello.
So, what do Taoists believe about Ebola? And what should we do with the outrage of the people?
Ebola has produced confusion and chaos all around the world. This virus has caused many painful deaths. However, many people say the main reason this virus spread so drastically was due to the way people reacted to it. Once this disease was diagnosed, people weren't emotionally or physically prepared to receive these. We Taoists believe that things should be solved with a passive attitude and a tranquil mind. We believe that the people infected should take time, relax, and find themselves. We often say, don't try to resolve the various contradictions in life. Instead, learn acceptance of your nature. People who aren't infected should help others, not by providing them the best medicine or treatment, or by taking them to the hospital. The best treatment is relaxation. Many people say that the most important thing in life is to be physically stable. I strongly believe this is not the reason of living. I think that the most important thing is to be mentally and internally stable. Overall, there is no treatment in order to overcome Ebola. The one thing you can do is to relax, breathe, accept your imperfections, and let nature run its course.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Gwen.
Hi, and again, thank you for your time. Okay, now moving on. As previously mentioned, Hong Kong is still in protests after China has told them that they are not allowed the right to even choose their own political candidates. This to which has led to over thousands of Hong Kong citizens taking over their streets, to which all they can say for themselves is that they wish to be able to take full control of their rights. Today, as part of our last guest appearance, we have a Buddhist in to tell us about what she believes should be done about these news.
Buddhism is a nature and a lifestyle chosen by many people, especially 21% of Hong Kong's population. Having said this, Buddhism teaches us that not only shall we set our worries but our selfish cravings aside. I, as a Buddhist, only have to say for the rest of my people that mainland China and Hong Kong separated over 17 years ago. Therefore, we believe that the mainland shall just let go of what has taken a step further away from it and give Hong Kong what they have the right to own up to and just carry on in peace. Yeah.
Good evening.
And this has been today's PBS Newshour.
Good evening. I'm Judy Woodruff.
Ebola, don't touch your friend, no touching, no eating something dangerous. Ebola, don't touch your friend, no kissing, no eating something dangerous. Ebola, don't touch your friend, no touching, no eating something dangerous. Ebola, I wake up in the morning, I started yelling, people them yelling. Now what you happy? My picking what you? I say what you happy? They said I'm Rabbi, blessed something frisky. They think that in time, they quit your kill. I don't miss Carol. E-B-O-L-A. Ebola, Inja. I started yelling, I started running. I will play, I will go. Hey, I go to Guinea. I went everywhere. Ebola, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I'm not going nowhere. Oh, I'm right here.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Too much Ebola everywhere in Africa's west side. Hey, hey. Don't touch your face.